and slowly open the eyes. You know, you're getting to a point where you have to start separating the drama. The ones that have been here for 4.5, 5 months, you have to start separating the drama. You have to see the victim, have to see the triggers, and be conscious of that, no? And keep going back into your consciousness. Because it's very easy to get hooked. And you have to have the capacity to witness more. You know, every thought has to be a facet. Every awareness has to be separated from your being. You watch it. Even when you're expressing. Look at your emotions. Look at your thoughts. See how antique they are. See that you've had them all your life. And stop attaching to them with such fervor, no? It's like, oh, my thoughts, my dramas. Make them what they are. They're just a ticket to the victim. You hop on the victim train. Here we go. Yay, more drama. Oh, but you don't understand. For all of my life, I hate my mother. I hate my father. I hate my boss. I hate my guru. I hate everyone. It's not my fault because I have suffered. Because I have been on the train of suffering. Boop, boop, and here we go again. Quick run, you're going to miss the train. Don't miss the train. And watch when someone opens the door. Quick, get on. This is what I think about you. Oh, I'm getting on the train. See this. See it. How quickly you want to get on the train. But it's not my fault. It's their fault. They made me get on. They made me react. They made me suffer. Did they? No, they just invited you. You could have rejected the invitation. And see that. See how your head is always inviting you to suffer, to create drama, to leave the silence, to abandon yourself. See that. And once you can see that, you can choose. And if you're going to get on the train, get on 100%. And then jump off. If you're going to do that, do it. But come out quickly. Don't make it go on for days. Like the Orient Express. Oh, we've gone through one country and one drama and another country and another drama and don't do that. Don't bring the past. Remember in the last trip, what happened? You did the same thing. Now I feel the same again. It's your fault. The only thing that's similar is you. The past is gone. Stop identifying with it. The future is an adventure. It doesn't exist. Don't assume that the same thing will transpire, that the destination will be the same. It might be completely different. It might be wonderful. Open to the adventure. Open to the unexpected. Open for the miracle. Open, just open and live your life. La, 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 la. This is what you've got to do. Because life's a joy. It depends on what you're choosing. And the fear, it's totally an illusion. And stop shooting on yourself. I should do this. I should have done that. I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe if I hadn't. Don't do that anymore. Be here now. Choose in this moment. Recreate yourself in this moment. Stop saving your angst for a future moment. Let it go. Be empty. And within that emptiness is the freedom, is the vibration of love, the glue of creation, the essence of creation, creation itself. It's within that silence. And it's eternally evolving. So evolve with it.
Yesterday you talked about the false humility, humbleness. And I can see that aspect in myself and how that limits me to be more vulnerable and real in the moment. Can you talk more about this?
Are you talking about playing small? Okay, well that's different. Humility is this. The other one is accommodating everyone else. I don't step into my power. I don't become my greatness. I don't show myself because I make other people feel small. And then I feel resented. And that's the victim. You know, we play small. We try to appease other people. We're always worried that we're not going to be loved. Women do it all the time. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yes, your idea. It was your idea, dear. Great idea, dear. And they play small, 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 small. Not just women. But we're trained to do that. Be more feminine, be more submissive. Don't stand in your power. Make your man feel like a man. If he can't do it by himself, what are you going to do, you know? The thing is this. It's true. But it's true. My mother used to always say that to me. My mother, be more feminine. Don't speak up so much. Don't win the race. No, you've got to see that. Taking your power. Not playing small. Stepping up. And taking responsibility. Because if you don't, you feel like a victim. You feel like a victim. All humans feel like victims. Victims to their mother, victims to their father, victims to the siblings, victims to the teachers, victims to the police, to the politicians. We're victims to everything. Where do we learn that? And we learn it from such a small age. And we never become mature. We're always blaming the outside. And it's cyclic. It keeps repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating. And the time has come to break the circle. The time has come. We just have to be ourselves. How does that look? It can look a million different ways. But it's genuine. It's loving. It's complete. It's not victimized. It's not blaming the outside. It's taking responsibility. We have to find this unity internally. The marriage of the masculine and the feminine. I don't know if you've noticed, but throughout history, all the enlightened men are extremely feminine. Extremely feminine. Why? Because they find that unity. And it's the same with the women. We are powerful women. We have a strong masculine energy. Why? Because we find that perfect balance between the masculine and the feminine. And it's the same with life. We have to find that perfect balance between life and death, day and night. But we separate everything into duality, like one isn't part of the other. And of course it is. It's all cause and effect. But ultimately, it's all divinity. And it's all perfect. And we have to find that inside. So we're just free to be ourselves. And then we're abundant. And what happens in a planet that's abundant? It flourishes. It flourishes. Abundance creates abundance. Lack creates fear. It's all energy. All of it. So we have to choose for that abundance.
Can you talk more about the contraction and the expansion of consciousness that we are having in this program of 6 months? Because I can see that now, and I'm in my 4th month already, my contractions almost don't last. And before, one issue, it was a drama, no, of many days. And I like to see this.
Great. You know, the thing is this. When we first start, people that are very sensitive, no? Everything starts to move. The facets are like sticks of dynamite. And we create to a certain point where we think it's too much. And then some miracle happens and we expand. And we're floating on a cloud. And then we contract again. The cloud disappears. And then we expand. This process is so fast, so fast. It's expand, contract, expand, contract, expand, contract, stabilizes. Then it goes to the next level. Expand, contract, expand, contract, expand, contract, stabilize. And we start to realize, because in the beginning, the stress is so intense, we can't see reality. We think we are literally our stress. And we think it will never end. But then we become accustomed to that, and we don't attach to the suffering. So it starts to leave quicker and quicker and quicker. And the expansions become longer and more solid, more permanent. And this is what we're looking for, that permanence. And consciousness is not exaltation. It's not seeing fairies and bright colours and gold lights coming out of orifices. And it's about something constant. Something very solid, something very real. And this is what we're trying to stabilize perpetually. Perpetual consciousness, permanent consciousness, that calm within the storm. This is what we want. And this is the beauty of this system. This system is a phenomenon. Because it's really that fast. And of course you continue to grow. Evolution's eternal. God is evolution. God is creation. God is life. Everything's changing and moving and expanding. But that base, the canvas, That canvas where you're going to put the painting of your life, that's going to be permanent. And it's going to be peace and trust and love. That's going to be what sustains your experience. And that's what's important. And that's what we want you to leave here with something very solid, something very permanent. And of course you keep growing, you go out and give, you become facilitators, you have a connection of support, but you get to a point where your lives are fabulous, but really fabulous. And it's not because something's happening or because you're achieving something. It's just a celebration of being alive. In this moment, I enjoy my life because I am alive and I am anchored in love. And I know who I am. I know this. I know this permanence. And then you decide how far you go. Where do you want to go? Well, I want to keep expanding. Maybe at some point you want to wake up. You want to become a Buddha. And you can become Buddhas, all of you, because that's who you are. That's another step. All of these things. Or maybe you just want to go to Italy and visit the Pope. But you can go happy. You know, it doesn't matter what you want. It's what you're being that's important. That's what's important.
You talk that we have to be like dikes that receive the salty water and that lets pass through and becomes in sweet water, and having that attitude that everything that happens. And in this moment when I'm listening to you, I'm trying to do that. I want your words to move through me, but I don't know exactly. I don't understand what I have to keep or what I have to make pass. Can you talk about that?
You know, absolutely everything is the same. It has to move through. And what is the process? When I say it enters as salt and it comes out sweet. So what gets filtered? The judgment. Because it's judgment that stops anything from being sweet. Because when you let go of the judgment of life, everything's perfect. Everything's sweet. And you have to see through everything. You know, it was interesting yesterday. Someone was talking about sex and enlightenment. And we feel that there's aspects of our life that we have to negate. But it's not true. We need to do everything 100% so that we can see through it. And it's the same with love. We have to get to that point where we can see that there's something so much bigger. And that's consciousness. But if you negate everything, it's still there. It's still in your bucket list. What I didn't do, what I want to do, what I'm negating, what I'm not open to. It's better to do everything 100%. You know, don't go shoplifting. You know, do everything 100%. And at some point, you're going to say, I want something else. And then you're going to find something so precious, so amazing, that will become your Mecca. That will be the most important thing. And everything else will be an aspect. something you enjoy, a place where you're giving, but it won't be a fanaticism. It won't be an addiction. It will just be something else. And it will just be like that. Everything will be joyous. You will enjoy everything. Why? Because you're giving. And this is the secret. When you're so abundant, you just give. You're not looking where you can take. You're not looking where you're missing, where you're not being appreciated, where you're not being loved, where you're not being valued. Because you're so abundant, it runs out of you. It runs out of you. And it's not logical. Nothing so great is logical. Nothing is so great. God is not logic. It's an experience. It's an experience that's so powerful, but it doesn't make sense. Because nothing great comes from here. Greatness comes from here. Creation, everything fabulous is of the heart.
Since several years ago, I feel that my principal focus is the awakening, and I'm choosing my life from there. But I see in the practice being very rigid, as a horse, very rigid, structured. I'm feeling that I'm wasting time when I'm not doing something that is the practice. And these days I connected with fear to die without waking up. So the questions were, how can I be lighter and enjoy my process more? And what do you think about the people that they cannot wake up because they died before?
You know, the thing is this. You can be focused, but you don't need to torture yourself. Because this is not goal-orientated. You're doing it like that. When I get to enlightenment, when I win the prize, what if I die before I win the prize? And it's actually extremely ironic. Because you are what you seek. You're already that. You just need the illusion to fall. But it's in this moment. You know, when I wanted to wake up, I was like you. I was so focused. I would not take any risk. Everything was just letting go of attachment. Anchoring in consciousness, anchoring in consciousness, anchoring in consciousness. And I went very fast. But I wasn't suffering. And this is what you have to see. And these thoughts are abandonment thoughts. They're thoughts of the ego. What if I die before I get enlightened? That's a sabotage thought. Like there's a point where you make the objective so rigid that you abandon the process. And then you swing in the opposite direction. And it has to be something constant, like a laser, just like this, in each moment, in each moment, in each moment. But it's not a suffering. And it's not about being unfocused. That won't work either. You just have to be here. And it's good you ask this now, because now's the point just to be here, just to be here, and to start trusting. I mean, it's a relatively fatalistic thought, no? Oh, what if I die before I get enlightened? And then what happens? Be here. Stop looking for guarantees. Just be here and enjoy what you're doing. Move what you have to move. Surrender to what you have to surrender. Follow the program. You know, this isn't such a rigid program. You know, some people sit in bloody lotus position staring at a wall, and then some idiot comes and hits them with a stick. You know, you guys, it's not so tough, huh? You get to lay in a mat and, you know, we feed you. You don't just get a bowl of rice. You get to dance and you get to do fun things. Don't make it harder than what it is. But the focus, it has to be conscious. And it has to be constant. And you have to just see, this doesn't serve, I let it go. This doesn't serve, I let it go. This doesn't serve, I let it go. In this moment, if you're climbing to the top of Mount Everest and you're always looking at the peak, you're going to fall off the mountain because you have to see each step. And it's the same thing here. You have to be present in each moment, not focusing on the peak. This is not goal-orientated. This is who you are. Yes? So stop being... I think that's why I'm making so much fun of you. Because you've got to just enjoy yourself. Maybe you're a little bit rigid, huh? Do you think it might be? No. Yes? Be gentle. You don't have to convince the universe what you want. You are the universe. It knows what you want.
¿Qué es la compasión?
Compassion is the highest form of love because it sees itself in everything. And it's like a surgeon's knife. Because it's completely self-realized, it has the capacity to perceive what is real and what isn't real. Within the illusion, we have passion. Within enlightenment, we have compassion. It's the next level. A passion and compassion. Compassion is giving in every moment. It's waking everything up in every moment. It sees itself in every aspect. And it's there to give, to shake, to remind who you are. This is not who you are. This is not who you are. This is not who you are. And it has the capacity to remember, I am that, I am that, I am that, I am that. It is the highest form of unconditional love. The highest form of unconditional love. It's enlightenment. Pure compassion is enlightenment. Listo!
Come visit our webpage for books, movies, and our wonderful retreat centers. Isha's simple yet powerful system is transforming lives around the world.